One of the things I've learned since I've been sharing our Rebel Retirement content is that people want to retire at 62, but they don't have enough money to do that. So I have some information on that and some resources that I share on that. But one of the things that I do tell people to do is to get out of debt if they want to retire at 62. Now, I'm not talking about the fire people that want to retire at 45 and have a whole different idea. These are people that have worked for 40 years. They want to retire because they hate their job. They want to spend more time with family. They want to retire before it's too late. Or maybe they have a health issue that is causing them to want to retire earlier instead of later, as many people recommend that you should have a certain amount of money to do that. So one of the things I recommend people do is to get out of debt. When Rebel Retiree and I retired and semi-retired to the Northwest 20 years ago, we made a big decision never to be in debt again. We decided we wanted to be debt-free and live on a cash basis. And that's what we've been doing for the last 20 years. So we sold our equipment, we sold our house, we sold vehicles, and we paid off our debt, and the rest is history. But here's the thing, 73% of Americans die with debt. So obviously this is not a lifestyle that a lot of people adhere to, but I'm hoping to encourage you to live that kind of a lifestyle because it will offer you a lot of freedom. You'll be stress-free. You won't be worrying about money all the time in retirement. This is not a video about how to get out of debt. There's a lot of resources out there that can tell you how to do that. Everybody knows all about baby steps. So this is about the 8 traits. These are mindsets. These are habits. This is a way of thinking about life and money that people that are debt-free have these traits, and this is how they live their lives. I'm Marlene with Rebel Retirement. If that's something you're interested in, let's dive in. Trait number 1. Debt-free retirees and people in general that are debt-free are not materialistic. What this means is they don't value stuff. They know that there's more to life than just having possessions. They like expensive things. They like fancy things. They like buying things. Money doesn't define their happiness. Number 2, they've made peace with money. We've all been programmed and conditioned from childhood to have ideas about money. I don't know about you, but I've heard my parents talk about money, the lack of money, how we should have more money. Some parents say money doesn't grow on trees. We can't buy that. We need more money. All of this conditioning, as well as some people saying money is the root of all evil, which I find a difficult one to comprehend. But at any rate, people do say these things. And what this does is this conditions us as children to actually have a fear of money. So as we get older, if we are still stuck in that trap of having this fear of money and this conditioning about money, that can be quite a challenge because it makes money a struggle. So this can actually create a scarcity mindset or a poverty consciousness. So if you shift your mindset and start thinking differently about it, you'll see that money ebbs and flows, and that's a good thing. Debt-free retirees reprogram their beliefs about this. So if you want to be debt-free and stress-free, start by shifting your mindset and realizing that money is a tool that ebbs and flows over time. And by the way, as a side note, I do have an article on poverty consciousness. So if you would like to take a deep dive into that, let me know and I can cover that in a future video. Number 3, they are independent and counterculture. Our society encourages debt. Car loans, mortgages, student loans, credit card debt, you name it. Pay everything off on time. Buy now and pay later. But debt-free retirees don't buy into that. They think for themselves. For example, while other people are buying new cars, debt-free retirees will buy used cars. We've done that for the last 20 years. We've had reliable, nice vehicles and saved a lot of money. So the next time you see an advertisement that says $99 a month, ask yourself if it's something that you truly need or if it's just another debt trap. Number 4, they live on a cash basis. This is huge. They pay as they go. They don't have credit card balances. They don't have car loans, mortgages. They pay for everything in full. Let me make something clear here, though. I do use an American Express card, which I use for the perks. I purchase things, and then when the bill comes, I pay it off completely in full. So I never have any finance charges added to that. So I'm not saying that I'm going around with a wallet full of money paying cash everywhere that I go. What I mean by cash basis is that I don't pay off on time. So imagine waking up knowing that all of your bills are paid. It's a really good feeling, and it's a really stress-free lifestyle. Number 5, debt-free people are confident. They make their purchases and their financial decisions based on their own values, not what society, peer pressure, or their neighbors are influencing them to do. So they have the confidence in themselves that they are making the decisions that are right for them. Speaking of which, if you have ever been judged for not spending money, let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. Number 6, they live within their means. This one is simple but powerful. They don't spend more than they make. They're not instant gratification types of people. If they have to wait, if they have to save, then they know that they can buy outright, pay in full without regret. So here's a tip. If you are inclined to impulse purchases, give yourself 24 hours. You may have heard of the 24-hour rule. You wait 24 hours for that thing that you want to buy, and sometimes you'll find that that want disappears. Number 7, they have positive attitudes about money. Money doesn't control them. They don't hoard it. They don't fear losing it. And once you start adjusting your mindset to understand that money comes and goes over a lifetime, and you let go of that fear, you start seeing opportunity instead of scarcity. And I think we've all been in a position where we have been worried about our financial situations at one time or another. So hit the like button and let me know, because you're not alone. Trait number 8, they know that abundance is everywhere. They don't focus on lack. They focus on the abundance in our world. They know that we live in a plenteous world, that there's abundance everywhere, and that there's plenty to go around for everybody. They appreciate nature, and they know that true abundance really doesn't have anything to do with money, but the money is a byproduct of understanding that there's abundance everywhere. Because of this mindset, they live with more gratitude and less fear about money. So if you want to retire earlier instead of later, start looking for the things that you do have instead of the things that you lack. You may not be in a position to sell off your property like we did in order to become debt-free, but you can take small steps in that direction, and I think you will find that to be a positive move in the right direction. So which of these 8 traits do you already have, and which ones are you working on? If this video has inspired or helped you in any way, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I want to thank you for watching. I'm Marlene with Rebel Retirement, and I'll see you next time.